All right, here we go. Welcome back to another episode of Sparkle and Shine, the podcast where we chat about home, heart, and everything in between, while keeping it clean, cozy, and completely real. I'm your host, Layla, and I'm so glad you're here with me today. Now, listen, if you've ever found a fur ball the size of a small kitten under your couch and you don't own a kitten, this episode is for you. If you've ever lit a candle, sprayed some air freshener, and still found yourself asking, okay, what's that smell? This episode is definitely for you. And if you've ever stepped barefoot on a mystery wet spot and immediately gone on a soul-searching journey about your life choices and your carpet warranty, well, my friend, this episode is basically your spiritual home. We're diving into the sometimes messy, always love-filled world of pets and cleanliness. Because, let's be honest, our fur babies are the best roommates we've ever had. And also the messiest. In our house, we've got 4 cats, 1 little dog who thinks she's a lap dog, and a rotating door of neighborhood pets who somehow know that our front yard is the cool hangout spot. Just last week, I caught our dog Pepper curled up on my freshly mopped floor with muddy paws like she had earned that nap. I looked at her and said, "Oh, sure, just lay right there. It's fine. I love cleaning." She wagged her tail. No remorse. So, yeah, I get it. You want a clean home, but you also want your pets to feel welcome and loved. You want fresh-smelling rooms, stain-free carpets, and furniture that doesn't double as a lint roller. It's not impossible, I promise. Today, I'm breaking it all down. The fur, the funk, the stains, and the routines that make it all manageable. Whether you're dealing with a drooly pup, a sneaky little cat who loves to shed on your black sofa, or a senior pet with the occasional accident, we're covering it all. So grab your coffee or your lint roller and let's get into it. So let's talk about the realities of living with pets, and not the Instagram version where everything is beige, spotless, and somehow the golden retriever never sheds. I mean the real life version, the one where your living room smells a little like dog shampoo and your throw blanket mysteriously always has fur on it, even after it just came out of the dryer. Now, I have a small dog. She's this sassy little thing with way too much personality packed into her tiny little body. She struts around the house like she pays rent, and she absolutely owns the couch. I'm just the lady who cleans it. She has this habit of finding the one freshly clean spot in the house, giving me a smug look, and then immediately flopping down like, yeah, this is mine now. And don't even get me started on when it rains. Somehow, her tiny paws manage to carry a shocking amount of dirt inside. Like, did she stop and dig a hole on the way in? It's always a mystery. But here's the thing. We love them, right? We choose this slightly fur-covered life because pets bring us so much joy. That little happy dance they do when you come home, the goofy way they tilt their head when you talk to them like a baby, worth it every time. Still, a clean home with pets requires a different kind of energy. It's not about perfection. It's about staying one step ahead of the chaos. It's about having a plan for the fur, the odors, the messes, and knowing that sometimes the vacuum will become your best friend. So, in today's episode, we're going to walk through everything you need to know, without the guilt, without the overwhelm, and with a whole lot of real-life advice from someone who has wiped down more paw prints than she can count. You ready? Let's start with the fur, because it's literally everywhere. All right. Let's address the very fluffy elephant in the room. Fur. If you have pets, even a small dog like Pepper and my 4 little cats, Sophie, Blue, Oliver, and Rosie, you already know, fur shows up where it has no business being. I'm talking in your coffee cup, on your clean laundry, somehow inside a closed drawer. Believe it or not, I once found a tuft of Oliver's fur in the fridge. The fridge. I don't even know how that happened. And the couch? Forget about it. I've accepted that one half of my sofa belongs to Pepper, and that spot has a permanent fur throw, courtesy of her naps. As for the cats, they have claimed every sunny spot in the house. Sophie prefers the windowsill, Blue loves the top of the bookshelf, and Oliver and Rosie, the twins, absolutely own the chair by the fireplace. And their fur, it's everywhere. So, what do we do about it? Well, we start with vacuuming. If you don't already have a vacuum that's designed for pet hair, this is your sign. I'm talking about one with a HEPA filter and a good brush roll. Bonus points if it has a detachable handheld for couches and stairs. I run mine every other day, which sounds like a lot, but trust me, doing a little more often is way easier than waiting until it builds up. Plus, there's something weirdly satisfying about emptying out the canister and seeing all of the hair you didn't end up wearing. Now, here's my favorite hack, and I swear it works better than half the gadgets on the market. Take a rubber glove, the kind you'd use for dishwashing, and run your hand over the couch cushions. The static pulls the fur right off, kind of like magic. Same trick works on car seats and even rugs. Oh, and those rubber window squeegees? Yeah, those aren't just for windows. Run one along your carpet and just watch the hair roll up like little fur tumbleweeds. It's weirdly entertaining. Also, lint rollers everywhere. I keep one by the front door, one in my car, one in my purse. I even gave one to my mom as a joke, and now she won't stop using it. And if your pets have favorite napping spots, like on your bed, a specific throw pillow, or that one sunny spot on the floor, put a washable blanket there. It's way easier to toss a blanket in the wash every week than to try and deep clean an entire comforter or scrub a rug. And one more thing I swear by, brushing your pets regularly. Not only does it help reduce shedding, but it's a sweet little bonding moment. Blue gives me this dramatic sigh like I'm interrupting something very important, but by the end, he's totally melted in my lap. Sophie, Oliver, and Rosie turn it into like a group activity, circling around me and waiting for their turn. It's so cute. It's really not about never having fur. It's about managing it before it becomes part of the decor. And if your black clothes still come out of the closet with a fine layer of fuzz, just call it pet glitter. We're claiming it. It's ours now. All right. Now that we've got our fur under control, let's talk about something a little trickier to handle. Pet odors. Yep, we're going there. All right, now it's time to talk about something we all deal with, but kind of pretend we don't. That pet smell. Now, I'm not talking about the sweet, snuggly scent when my little dog curls up on my lap, or when one of the cats decides to grace me with their presence and purr directly in my face. I mean the other smell. The one that makes you stop mid-step at the door and like, wait, what is that? You know the one. In my house, we've got 4 cats and 1 little dog, and let me tell you, each of them brings their own aroma contribution to the party. The dog likes to rub her entire body into the couch like she's pressing save on her scent. One of the cats has a habit of curling up in the laundry hamper, and another one just loves to nap on the top back part of the sofa like he's the king of the pride. They're adorable. I love them. And sometimes they stink. So let's break it down. Pet odor builds up from body oils from fur, saliva, yep, all that licking, litter box odors, cat parents, I see you, pet accidents, of course, and just the regular wear and tear of their favorite lounging spots. And where does that smell love to hide? On soft surfaces, rugs, couches, curtains, beds, basically anything that can soak up a scent like a sponge. So here's what I've learned from experience and from working with JP Carpet cleaning other people's homes professionally for years. Step 1, steam clean those carpets and upholstered surfaces regularly. I recommend every 3 to 6 months if you've got multiple pets, or sooner if someone's had a little oopsie. And after a deep clean, your home goes from lived in with love to fresh enough for guests to drop by without warning. It's a game changer. Next is baking soda. This is your ride or die. Sprinkle it on rugs, cat trees, the dog's bed, basically anywhere that's soft and smells like pets. Let it sit for 15 to 30 minutes, then vacuum it up. Poof, smell be gone. For pet accidents, always use an enzymatic cleaner. Regular cleaners might make it look clean, but they don't actually break down the proteins that cause those smells to come back. Enzymes are like little odor assassins. I keep one under the kitchen sink, and honestly, it saved a few rugs in its time. Now, cat owners, I haven't forgot about you. Litter boxes are one of the biggest odor culprits. Even if you scoop every day like a pro, make sure you're changing their litter completely at least once a week. You're going to want to wash out the litter box with hot water and a little bit of mild soap. And, if possible, place a small air purifier nearby. It makes a huge difference, especially in smaller spaces. Also, pro tip, wash your pet's stuff weekly. Their bedding, soft toys, and those throw blankets they always sleep on, toss them all in the laundry with a little white vinegar and a rinse cycle to neutralize odors. One of my cats has a favorite Sherpa blanket that I swear she thinks is her life partner. And yes, it goes in the wash every Sunday, religiously. And for the final touch, open up your windows once or twice a week, even for 15 minutes. A little fresh air can work magic. Trust me on this one. Now, if all else fails or you just want your home to smell like you actually had time to clean today, light a candle, diffuse some essential oils, or plug in something subtle. I love lavender, lemon, and sometimes eucalyptus when I'm feeling like a spa owner instead of a pet mom. Okay, fur, handled. Funk, handled. Let's move on to the last big one. Stains. The ones that appear mysteriously. The ones that you try to ignore. The ones that challenge your patience and your flooring warranty. Let's get into how to fight the messes that try to stick around. Okay, now let's talk about stains. If you live with pets, then you already know. Stains happen. They just appear. Sometimes you catch the moment in action, like your dog zooming inside with muddy paws straight across the rug like it's her personal runway. Other times, you walk by the same spot 5 times before realizing one of the cats had what I like to call a digestive event on your favorite blanket. I've cleaned it all of it, and not just at home, professionally too. Let's start with the basics. The faster you act, the better your odds. And trust me, I've learned that the hard way. There was a time I tried to convince myself that weird shadow on the carpet was just the lighting. Spoiler alert, it was not. So here's the golden rule. Blot, don't rub. Whether it's an accident, a hairball, or muddy paw prints, use a clean towel or paper towels and press gently. Rubbing just spreads the stain and pushes it deeper into the fibers. Think dabbing, like you're patting down a fancy red lipstick, not scrubbing like you're washing the car. Then grab a simple solution, equal parts white vinegar and water. Spray or pour it onto the area. Let it sit for about 5 minutes, then blot again. If you want bonus power, sprinkle baking soda on top after you've blotted. It'll bubble up with the vinegar and help pull the stain and odor out. Let it dry fully, then vacuum. And listen, I get it, we're all busy. But if you can, keep a little pet cleanup kit handy somewhere in the house. Mine's under the kitchen sink. It has a roll of paper towels, a pair of gloves, enzyme spray, baking soda, a microfiber cloth, and honestly, chocolate for me, because sometimes the cleanup calls for moral support too. Now, not all stains are the same. Urine, vomit, fur ball residue, and mystery stains, which I think is an actual scientific category in a pet home, each come with their own challenges. That's where enzyme cleaners come back into play. These guys are especially important for cats because they're territorial. If the scent doesn't get broken down properly, they might go back to the same spot, and we do not want that. The enzyme literally eats away the odor-causing problems. It's science and magic. For tougher, older stains, like that one spot you've tried to ignore for 6 months because you're emotionally not ready to deal with it, it might be time to call in the pros. That's what we're here for. With the right tools and treatments, even those permanent marks aren't always permanent. And look, with 4 cats and a little dog who thinks she's queen of the world, I've come to accept that my floors are lived on, not showroom perfect. But they're clean, they're fresh, and if someone does have an accident, I've got a plan. At the end of the day, it's not about hiding the fact that you have pets. It's about staying ready for the little surprises they leave behind, and knowing that a clean, happy home is still totally possible. Coming up next, how do you build a routine that actually keeps things manageable and doesn't take all day Sunday to get through? Let's talk cleaning rhythms, because you deserve a system that works with your life, not against it. Okay, so now we've handled the fur, the funk, and the stains. Let's get into something that actually saves your sanity in the long run. Having a routine. Because let's face it, when you've got 4 cats who think the house belonged to them and a little dog who acts like she's your personal interior decorator, usually by rearranging the couch cushions, it's way too easy to feel like you're always cleaning. But here's the truth. It doesn't have to be all or nothing. You don't need to deep clean the entire house every weekend. You just need a rhythm that works for you, one that fits into your life and helps you stay ahead of the mess before it snowballs. So here's a little weekly breakdown I follow at home. I find it simple, realistic, and it works for me. So please, by all means, take what I do, tailor it as it'll fit for your life, but just a couple of suggestions here. I treat Mondays like a fresh start. So I start the week by vacuuming all the soft surfaces, especially rugs, couches, and that one cat tree that seems to shed more than the cats themselves. And then I do a quick run with a lint roller. I keep one in almost every room. It's like my version of yoga. It keeps me calm. On Wednesdays, midweek, I try to tackle all the washable things: pet beds, blankets, couch covers, and favorite toys, especially the ones that look a little moist. I throw everything in the wash with a splash of white vinegar to help neutralize any leftover odor. My dog has this little sweater she drags around with her like it's her security blanket. And yes, that goes in too. Mind you, Wednesdays are for washing pet stuff. Sundays are for washing human stuff, so I don't wash them together. And then Fridays, I use to spot clean high traffic areas. You know, those areas where your pets are always hanging out. For me, that's the hallway rug, the windowsill where Rose and Oliver like to sunbathe like divas, and the living room floor where my dog likes to do full dramatic rolls. On Fridays, I do a quick spot clean, just a little warm water, a microfiber cloth, and a light enzyme spray if needed. Nothing major, just maintenance. And Sundays are for self-care, for me and the pets. So once I'm done with the cleaning of my house and all the other little chores that I leave for Sunday, I give each of my cats and my puppy a brushing session. It helps cut down on the shedding, sure, but it's also just this really nice moment where I get to sit down, take a breath, and connect with them. One of my cats will literally headbutt the brush until it's her turn. It's her favorite day of the week. And for me, it's a chance to slow down and just enjoy them without a vacuum in my hand. Now, again, you can switch this up to fit your schedule. The point isn't perfection, it's consistency. If you do a little bit often, your home never really gets that bad. You stay ahead of the smell, ahead of the fur, and ahead of the stress. And when life happens, and it will, you'll already have a system in place to get back on track. So, the next section. All right, let's talk about the stuff that actually makes life easier. Because if you're anything like me, you've probably been through your fair share of cleaning products that promised the world and then left you with a sticky floor and a lingering scent of disappointment. So here's a list of my real-life pet-tested favorites, stuff I actually use in my own home, surrounded by 4 very opinionated cats and 1 little dog who thinks she's royalty. Number 1, V-shaped grout brush with a swivel head. This thing is a game changer. It gets right into the corners and those grout lines where dirt and sometimes cat litter loves to hang out. And the swivel head makes it super easy to maneuver, especially around furniture legs or tight bathroom spots. Honestly, I use it in the kitchen and around the litter box area. Because yes, somehow litter ends up in the grout, and I have no idea how. The next thing is washable furniture throws. Now, if you've got pets that treat your couch like their personal lounge suite, these are an absolute must. I keep a couple of soft, neutral colored throws on our living room furniture, and I just swap them out and wash them every week. Way easier than scrubbing couch cushions every time someone decides to make a biscuit bakery out of the armrest. Bonus, they make the whole room feel cozy, and they're just a lot easier to match to your decor than you'd think. Number 3 is unscented enzyme powder cleaners for laundry and surfaces. Now, this is not a spray. It's a powder that you can dissolve into warm water or add to your laundry. It works wonders on pet bedding, blankets, and even that one favorite hoodie of mine that my dog decided to nap on right after coming in from the rain. I love that it doesn't leave behind a strong fragrance, just clean fabric, and no weird residues either. Number 4 is a rubber broom with a squeegee edge. Yes, I did say a rubber broom. I love this thing. The bristles gather up fur like magic, way better than a regular broom. And the squeegee side is great for quick cleanups on hard floors, especially after one of the cats decides to have midday zoomy session and knock over their water bowl. Also, if you've got an area rug, use this on them before vacuuming. You'll be shocked by how much hair it pulls out, and it makes the vacuuming so much more effective. Number 5 is a good microfiber mop with reusable pads. Quick, lightweight, and reusable. Perfect for everyday wipe downs, especially around food bowls or litter box corners. And if my dog dribbles water from her bowl across the kitchen like she's painting a masterpiece, this is my go-to. Just toss the pads in the wash when you're done, and you're ready for the next mess. Number 6 is unscented air purifiers for small spaces. Look, with 5 animals in the house, air quality matters. I keep a small air purifier next to the litter boxes and one in my main living area. They're quiet, simple, and honestly, they make a huge difference, especially for folks who are sensitive to things like pet dander or smells, but don't want their home to smell like cleaning products. Now, I'm telling you, none of these products are gimmicky. They're simple tools that help you stay ahead of the mess, so cleaning doesn't feel like a full-time job. Because honestly, we've got better things to do, like giving belly rubs, playing fetch, or pretending that cat didn't just knock over your cup off the counter for attention. All right, now that we've got the routines, the tools, and the mindset, let's wrap it all up with a few closing thoughts to remind you, yes, you can have a clean home and a house full of pets. So here's the big takeaway from today's episode. You don't have to choose between a clean home and a home full of pets. You really can have both. Yes, there will be fur. Yes, there will be accidents. And yes, sometimes your throw blanket will mysteriously smell like cat, even though it was just washed yesterday. But that's life with animals. It's messy, it's unpredictable, and it's filled with so much love. I wouldn't trade my cats and my dog for anything. They've each got their own personalities, their own quirks, and yeah, their own way of making a mess. But they're also the heartbeat of my home. They make the house feel alive. And when you've got a few simple routines in place, some reliable tools you love using, and a little grace for yourself on the hard days, that's when it all comes together. You stop chasing perfection and start embracing something better. A home that's lived in, loved on, and fresh enough to breathe easy in. So, whether you're brushing out cat fur on a Sunday morning, scrubbing muddy paw prints off the floor, or lighting your favorite candle after vacuuming the house top to bottom, you're doing great. Really. And if you ever need help with the deeper stuff, those big cleans, the upholstery refresh, and the carpets that haven't seen daylight in a while, remember that's what we're here for. At JP Carpet Cleaning Expert Floor Care, we treat your home like it's our own, pets and all. Now, next week we're switching gears just a bit with a super practical guide for anyone planning a big life transition. Whether you're getting ready to move into a new place or saying goodbye to one, you won't want to miss next week's episode, the big move in, move out cleaning guide. We're covering what to clean, what to not stress over, and how to make your space sparkle, whether you're arriving or leaving. With that, thank you so much for spending part of your day with me. Give your furry friends a little extra love from me. And as always, keep sparkling, keep shining, and I'll see you next week.